Welcome back to the DFS Special. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night. Get him in your lineups. Get him in there, and let's go get this money. Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? This is your boy, the big homie, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we will be taking a quick look back, very quick look back at what happened yesterday. We're also going to be looking ahead to today. Yo, we've got a solid slate, and I gotta tell you, the DVP spreadsheets, the DVP cheat sheets are fucking killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing very well. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really excited about baseball coming up. I've recently got a camera. I'm like now a camera dad. Like, are there any other camera dads out there? Like, I don't care where I have my camera. I am always taking pictures of my children. I'm like, I'm not in any pictures. I'm just taking pictures of my kids. I'm like the camera dad. And it's weird as fuck, but it's cool, man. I like it. I'm getting old, man. You see the beard is gray. I'm getting old. I am a camera dad, and it's just who I am. It's fun. I love it. All right, so we've got a lot to talk about. Kobe won an Oscar, so that's cool. Anytime an NBA great, a Hall of Famer, can not only win a title but also win an Oscar, that's cool. Wesley Johnson's ankles seem to be healed up pretty nicely after what James Harden did to him the other day. So things are all good. I think my Knicks are getting their ass whipped as we speak, so not much has changed in the world. Let's go ahead, jump into it real quick. We're taking a look back. Take a quick look back. I'm not gonna do like a feature forward players because I didn't put like a ton of emphasis and input on yesterday's games. But it was a solid game. Yo, we saw the homie went ham. Okay, Giannis went fucking ham. He just did that, and that dude has he has the opportunity to pop off anytime. We saw a mediocre kind of performance from AD, which left a lot to be desired. The usual suspects, man. When AD doesn't go off, the guys that pick up the slack. You definitely saw Rondo go out there and at fairly low ownership on a 4-game slate went out and have a very nice one. Also, Holiday had a very big game. So this was a really, really solid day to play some NBA DFS. But let's take a look at how the week shakes out. So Monday, today, we've got a nice 7-game slate. This is right around where I love. 6 to 8 game slates usually do me the nicest. And I really like these types of slates. This is, I'm going to be real with you. I am very excited about this slate. I'm very excited about this slate. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so we got the Detroit Pistons going to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. That is an NBA TV game. We know that the Cleveland Cavaliers do limit production to centers. They kind of grid up some of the power forwards. It's a natty telly. Cleveland could blow the doors off of Detroit, or we could see Drummond have a nice game. I think he had a good one against them at one early point in the year. We got to take a look at that when we get to that game. Then we've got Indiana and the Bucks. It's the next game on the slate. Both of these teams are on a back-to-back. This is the second leg of a back-to-back for both of these teams. Anytime you get, Giannis in this type of matchup, it's going to be a pretty much fast-paced spot. You got the homie Vic Oladipo, man, who's coming off a really solid performance against the Wizards in Washington. This should be a nice game as well. Then we've got the Phoenix Suns going to Miami. We know the Phoenix Suns suck just about against every position, but most notably against point guards. So that should shape out to be a solid matchup there. Then we've got the Chicago Bulls hosting the Boston Celtics. This could be a really solid game, something I think we could definitely get into. We've got Memphis and San Antonio at 8:30. Now this game is gonna have a lot of shit up in the air, man, because we've seen a lot of injuries and rest for both of these teams on both sides. So we've got to really hone in on this game if we want to have some exposure here. Then we got Orlando and Utah Jazz, and I know the Houston Rockets have been kicking ass lately and taking names, but aren't the Utah Jazz one of the hottest teams in the league right now? Oh my God. Then we got the homie returning to California with the Portland Trailblazers going to Los Angeles to take on the Lakers here. This should be a really nice one too, because I believe that in this game, in this 10:30 game, each team's weakness is the other team's strength. So I predict a very high scoring game, very high pace, up tempo game, and I'll be glad if people are not as on the Portland and Los Angeles Lakers game as I am, because I think this is the breakaway game of the slate. This one is where all of your good shit is going to come from, in my opinion, just taking a first look. So let's go ahead and see how the rest of the week shakes out. This is Monday. Then Tuesday, we've got a really nice slate. Okay, we got another 8-gamer. I like that. With the Hornets at the crib. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was about to buy some Hornets season tickets, and this is the game they were going to give me a sweet luxury suite seating for this one, Philadelphia and the Hornets. But I declined. I couldn't pay $3,500 for them tickets, man. I couldn't do it. That was just too much. But so we got the Sixers going to Charlotte. This should be a good one on Tuesday. Atlanta, Toronto, good. What's the national televised games? Okay, Houston going to Oklahoma City. This is James Harden going back to Oklahoma City. That should be a good one on TNT as an 8 o'clock game. Then the night game will be the Pelicans going to LA to take on the Clippers. That should be a good one. Yo, that Lakers, Myron Kidd, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. That Lakers Blazers game should be real lit. Then we've got, so all week I'm getting my flavor, baby. Okay, Wednesday we got a 7-game joint. Starting off the national televised games, going to be Toronto Raptors and the Detroit Pistons. That should be a good one. The late game, and this is on ESPN, it's going to be Cleveland and the Nuggets. Now, this is a rematch. This game just took place, and it was a very fantasy-friendly game, the Cavaliers and the Nuggets here. So mark that on your calendar for Wednesday. Then Thursday, of course, we get the short slate on Thursday, where 5 games, which is still not horrible. And you've got, Brooklyn going to Charlotte. I might make it out to that one. And then we got the Boston Celtics and the Minnesota Timberwolves being that first game, which should be a good one. Then we got San Antonio and Golden State, which could be bad. Not a great game. Then Friday, we got a big slate, 10 games on deck here. The nationally televised games are going to be Washington Wizards going to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. That should be good. And the late games are going to be Cleveland and the Clippers. I don't know how I feel about that one. Then on Saturday, we've got a small 5-game slate with the Suns going to Charlotte at 5 p.m. So the main slate is probably going to be that 7 o'clock, 7:30 tip-off between Washington and Miami, and then end with Orlando and the Clippers. So really solid week of NBA coming up. Really solid week of NBA coming up. I am looking forward to it. I'm ready to roll. Let's go ahead and jump into... And I got to tell you, man, I'm really got to tell you this, because when we talk about things like, the sweatshop cheat sheets and the way we're coming up, we're like reverse engineering, coming up, finding out, because at this point we've got all the data that we need to really look back or look ahead to any matchup and tell, where the points are going to come from by position. We look at the adjusted game flow, things of that nature, and I've seen a real, increase in the homies in the shop really getting to it. So I'm really excited about this, man. This is the same formula, same format that we use for MLB, and y'all know when it comes to MLB, it's funny because MLB, right? A lot of people were like, man, because I'm known for being a basketball guy. And even though I did well in NFL, I do well in all the sports actually, but one of the homies was like, not one of the homies, but a guy was like, yo, MLB, you don't know anything about MLB. You don't watch MLB enough. You know, and bullshit. We crushed MLB last year. We crushed it. So we had cats winning 100 bands, 25, 30, 40, 50. I mean, it was crazy, the work we did at MLB. And I don't see anything being different. So if you do not have a DFS home and you want to make a cool group of guys and some gals, your personal, favorite go-to spot for any MLB, NBA, NFL, DFS information, fuck with us, man. Come see us in the sweatshop. We got it all for you, man, and it's gonna be dope. So, and what I be doing, the line drive at 5 during MLB is something that every day at 5 or 5:30 sometimes I will be chopping up the MLB slate. We coming up with plays, we're building lineups. We are doing it. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, it's always dope. And that's the same thing that we do now for NBA. So, baseball was crazy. Anthony Johnson, baseball was crazy last year, bro. Baseball was fucking crazy. I killed it, man. That was nice. I loved it. So let's go ahead, jump into it, man. By the way, I'm using RotoQL, and I love this site for NBA and NFL, but I really love it for baseball too. But so we're working with RotoQL, and what we're gonna be doing this show today's the show, the night before show, is like a first look joint, and this show is dedicated. To getting the pricing on DraftKings, then going over getting the pricing on FanDuel, and see how both of those correlate, seeing how sites rank the individual plays. That's what this is about. And if we see big pricing discrepancies, then we automatically pounce on that, and we usually come out on the better side of that. Like, for instance, if a guy is way cheaper on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings, that is going to represent a value for us to play on FanDuel. And if a guy is way more expensive on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings, it's kind of a precautionary measure telling us, hey, maybe DraftKings doesn't think this guy's going to be very great. Now, the one thing is, positional eligibility can throw you off if you let it. My suggestion is to don't let it throw you off. Stick to it by position, the position that the guy plays. So RotoQL, very good site, man. Something I always use. If you want to take a look at it, there's going to be a link to the description of this video. Let us go ahead and jump into it. The first game we got is going to be Detroit Pistons going to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. This is a 218.5 point total. We got the Cavs at the crib hosting. They're giving up 7 points here, and of course, one of the usual suspects you see jump out. And I'm going to go from a DraftKings perspective and then look back at the FanDuel. You got LeBron James at 11.7, and you got Andre Drummond at 9.5. Some of the questions that you ask is, how does Cleveland fare against centers? And you take a look at this, and I want to be clear, man. Cleveland is not a joke against centers. They are not a bad team against centers. So if you're looking, here they are. Yeah. I mean, give it up 34 on the last 5 to the position, 39.3 over the last 10, 14 and 10 type double. Not great at all. But the one thing that kind of bodes well for Andre Drummond here is he is the only cat that's gonna really get center minutes. You know what I'm saying? He's the only cat that's really gonna still play center minutes. So for that reason, on a 7-game slate, he could be in play. And sometimes DVP goes out the window whenever you have a player as skilled as Andre Drummond. I do want to take a look at power forwards as well, just to see how Cleveland does do. See, look, Cleveland gives it up to power forwards, 54.2 over the last 5. This is huge. This is huge. Okay, 54.2 over the last 5 games, 43.8 over the last 10. So they've gotten significantly worse over the last 5 games, giving up a big double, 26 and 12, to go with 4 assists, 1.8 steals, and 1.2 blocks. So what that's telling you, bro, is Blake Griffin is crazily in play. And when you go to DraftKings, you're probably gonna see like, oh, a little red 3 or red 4, like, don't play Blake Griffin. But that's a lie, because the true DVP over the last few, the recent DVP says that Blake Griffin is in a solid spot going into Cleveland and playing against a subpar frontline unit. So definitely want to look at Blake Griffin here. Reggie Bullock at 4.6 could be a play that I think you could get behind. Stanley Johnson off of the bench at 4K could be decent. I want to take a look at what he's done against them over the last couple of games. Let's take a look. Because I think he has a decent game. Yeah, he crushed. He did. Okay, in 3 games against the Cleveland Cavaliers, Stanley Johnson, man, 50.5, okay, 30 and 15.25, and he played 40 minutes in that 50-point game. But Stanley can stroke it, bro, and you might see him on the floor a lot. You might see him on the floor a lot. So on the other side, we got LeBron James at 11.7. Of course, on the 7-game slate, LeBron is always going to be in play. He is probably the cash game headliner for a state like this. We got Larry Nance at 5.3, who does look to be usable here. Power forwards is a big problem spot for not only Detroit but for Cleveland as well, because Blake Griffin, we've seen him not really, be a stopper. He does still want to hang out on the perimeter and shoot threes and not really bang a lot. So I think Larry Nance Jr. at 5.3 could be a very solid play. Very solid play. So the guys that we have out, it looks like Jeff Green is going to be out. Tristan Thompson could be out here. Of course, Kevin Love is going to be out. So you look at Rodney Hood getting a start at 4.5. That's a guy that could be in play. Jordan Clarkson at 4.9. He could be in play. Yo, this could be some stackable shit. Yo, oh yeah, one of the worst teams in the league against point guards. Let's take a look at that. Look at one of the worst teams in the league against point guards is. Okay, Detroit. Okay, they've said they've gotten a little better. 49.1. But look at the Lakers. They are horrible against point guards. Oh my God, they getting crushed. All right, cool. Yeah. So Andre Manigault says Detroit will beat Cleveland. That's a bold call, bro. Yo, Cleveland looks like the stack right now. Cleveland looks like the stiggity stack. Nance is overpriced. Larry Nance is overpriced as a bench guy, but at 5.3 in a starting role, I wouldn't say he's overpriced at all. With a guy like LeBron, with a facilitator like LeBron, and a finisher like Larry Nance, if Larry Nance is starting, I can't see you avoiding him. You know what I'm saying? I can't see you avoiding him. Next game we got. Well, actually, let's go look over the FanDuel. See, while you guys are saying people are overpriced, this is what we do. We go over to FanDuel to see if you're correct. If we see what FanDuel thinks about it, right? Larry Nance is 5.8 on FanDuel. He's 500 more. LeBron is 12.5, way overpriced. Drummond is 10.1. You get no discount there. Blake is only 100 more. That does incite a small amount of it's kind of elicits a discount, kind of so to speak. Stanley is 3.9. I kind of like that. That's a really good value there for Stanley Johnson in a plus matchup. And against Blake, he going to eat. Oh, yeah, of course, against Blake. Blake don't play no defense. George Hill 5.2. Rodney Hood 4.6. That's somewhat of a discount you get for Rodney Hood here. Okay. Point guard George Hill 5.2. Next game we got is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. Both of these teams just played yesterday and played well, played very well. So let's take a look at this one, man. We've got Giannis at 10.4 on a back-to-back. If all systems are go, I definitely think that Giannis is in play here. Indiana definitely struggles against small forwards, and a guy like Giannis that can do it all, definitely a play that I want to consider. Indiana actually is bad against point guards as well. And see what that's going to do for you. That's going to say, man, I should play Eric Bledsoe, or that's just going to bolster your exposure, in my opinion, to Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I would put both of those gentlemen in play for us. And that's really all I like on this side. I'm not a huge fan of Jabari Parker. I am so waiting for them to give him the starting nod and let him roll out there and do his thing. But at 4.9, he could be usable. I'll highlight Jabari Parker here. On the other side, Vic Oladipo at 9.1. I want to take a look because they seem to struggle some against shooting guards. Talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. So I just want to have a look and see if they've gotten better. Yeah, now they're middle of the pack now, which still isn't horrible. They're middle of the pack. And point guard has been an issue, a problem spot for them as well recently. But I think point guard is still a problem spot for them. They're giving up 50 in the last 5. So that's going to really, Corey Joseph is in play. Corey Joseph is going to be in play for me. Vic Oladipo at 9.1. The price is up, but I wouldn't have a problem playing him. And I do think that they did struggle some against centers. Talking about Talking about the Milwaukee Bucks here. Let's take a look. No, actually, they've been better against centers. Okay, they've been better against centers. So Miles Turner's not a guy that I particularly love. They've been better against centers. All right, let's take a look over on FanDuel and see what the price points are and where they sit. Giannis is 11.3, so that's okay. So that now you know what time it is. Giannis is like 800 more than he is on. What is Giannis's price on DraftKings again? Let me go look. Okay, Giannis is 10.4 on DraftKings, but he is like 11.3 on FanDuel. That's a $900 difference. So FanDuel really believes that Giannis is gonna go out and score 55 points. So that's definitely usable. Bledsoe with 7.3. I wouldn't have an issue there. Jabari Parker is up 400. Vic Oladipo is up 400. I don't love that one. Corey Joseph is 4.2. I like that. You get a discount on Corey Joseph against a really bad point guard defense. So I'm gonna have an issue there. Next game we got is gonna be the Phoenix Suns going to Miami to take on the Heat. Now I want to see everywhere that the Phoenix Suns struggle, man, because I think point guards probably be the best place to attack them. Yeah, man, 56.5 over the last 5. They've been getting shredded, and we saw Schroeder like put up a gem on them yesterday. So you got Goran Dragic at 7.8, which is priced up. I would have no issue playing him in this spot. They do struggle against center, so Hassan Whiteside at 7.4 could be in play. And this is a 216.5 point total with the Miami Heat giving up 9.5 here. So I think you could lock in on some of the stud guys here and really get it in. So Josh Richardson at 6.3 looks to be playable because you can attack the Phoenix Suns with a wing presence as well. On the other side, pretty much Elf at 7.2 looks to be usable because Miami has not been great against point guards. I mean, we've seen them get better over the last few, but there was a point last year, man, where you just did not play point guard, especially in Miami. And I think that those days are gone. I think those days are gone, and that has changed. I want to look at Elfrid Payton and see what he's done against them in the last few games, because I think he's had decent games against them. Oh, that was last year. He used to crush him. Yeah, 39, 60, yeah. But still respectable. So I think Elfrid Payton can be in play. I do want to take a look at them against shooting guards as well. See where Miami sits against shooting guards. Their shooting guard defense has not been bad. Yeah, see, look, they're really a good team against shooting guards. They defend the wing pretty good. Next game, so let's go over to FanDuel and see what the price points are. If they can kind of sway us in some way. D-Book is 8.2. Damn, that's cheaper. Okay. Elfrid Payton is 7.1. Warren is 6.7. Whiteside 7.5. That's usable. Dragic is 7.2. So Dragic, okay, this is standing out to us, right? Because not only is it going Dragic in the best matchup on the slate for point guards, but one of the best, third best matchup on the slate. One of the best matchups on the slate for point guards. Not only is he in that spot, but he is 7.2 on FanDuel. He is I think what 800 cheaper, 600 cheaper than he's on DraftKings. Yeah. Sign me up. Sign me the fuck up for that. Yeah. Sign me up. All right. So now let's go over to the next game. We got the Boston Celtics going to Chicago to take on the Bulls here. This could be a decent game, man. I think people are gonna want to write this game off, but I don't think you have to. We got the Bulls at the crib, defending home court, 216 point total here with the Boston Celtics. They are giving up 8.5. So we got Chicago as the home dog, and there's a lot of fight in a home dog. We know Chicago Bulls suck against centers, and you look at if Bane is gonna be out or he's starting or whatever. I would look to that cat. I would go Al Horford here at 6.3. Most certainly going to be usable. They are weak against small forwards. You look at Jaylen Brown here, who can also play a lot of two guard. I kind of like him. Maybe some Terry Rozier at 4.9 can be playable. I like this one, man. Jason Tatum at 5.1 looks to be playable as well. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, I like this one. So yeah, if anybody wants to send a super, yeah, thank you for the super chat, y'all. Super chat is dope. All right, so on the other side, we got Zach LaVine at 6.6. I want to check out Boston and see what they do against shooting guards. Let's take a look at Boston. This is gonna tell me whether I can love on LaVine or not. Then Cleveland gives it up to shooting guards, bro. Damn, I like that. Yeah, Boston is middle of the pack against shooting guards, so I definitely think that's going to put Zach LaVine in play at 6.6. You get him that cheap. They also give it up some to power forwards. Miami gives up the power forwards, dog. Damn. Yep, Miami gives up the power forwards. Boston's gotten better. Miami gives up the power forwards. The problem is, who the fuck do you want to play? Like, who could you play here? You know, Chris. You look at Marcus Chris. You look at Dragon Bender at 3.9. Like, so fucking. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Bobby Porter 6.2 possibly. I do like Chris Dunn at 6.5. I think he is playable. This game is a little tougher than I thought. David Nwaba should get the start at 5.6 though. That price is up on him some. That's a tough one. Next game we got is gonna be the Memphis Grizzlies. Well, actually, I do want to go over to FanDuel and check out the pricing for the Boston guys and see what we have here. Okay, so we got Kyrie is 8.5, Horford is 6.6, Brown 5.1. Check please, I like that. Smart 4.8, nah. Rozier 4.5, yes, I like that one. Tatum is 4. Fuck yeah, look at Tatum, bro. Tatum is cheap as shit. Tatum is 4.6 on FanDuel, bro. I'm playing that dude. I am playing Tatum. And look at this. Look at this play on Zach LaVine. Okay, now, Zach LaVine is 6.6 against Boston on DraftKings, and he's 7.6 on FanDuel. Okay, so if FanDuel is right, and let's say he's gonna go out and score, 35 to 40 points, you get that at 6.6. You're good on DraftKings. So definitely like Zach LaVine on DraftKings. Don't love him as much on FanDuel. I like him on DraftKings. I don't love him as much on FanDuel. I think he's priced up some. Chris Dunn is 6.6. That's going to be usable. Marketing 5.9. I can get there. I wouldn't have an issue there. So this see, there's some value here from on a FanDuel perspective for some of the Chicago and Boston guys. I kind of like that game. I don't think people are going to want to play people from that game. They're going to look at the differential and not want to play it. Then we got the Memphis Grizzlies going to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. There's all kinds of game time decisions and motherfuckers. Like, it's crazy. But you got Jarrell Martin's a game time decision. Ricky Reek is out. Deontay Davis is a game time decision. Harrison is out. Chalmers out. Gasol out. Like, this is just crazy. We don't know what to do. So you're looking at guys like Kobe Simmons, Ben McLemore, Dylan Brooks. Jermichael Green is now 6.8. The price is continually going up on him. You got the Ivan Rabb kid. Like, there's a whole lot of shit that you really don't know. You won't know if you can fuck with or not until we get close to lock. And the unfortunate part is it's an 8:30 game. So that means lineups could lock before you even know exactly, what the rotations are or what the starting lineups are going to be. Now, on the other side, we've got, and keep in mind, this is one of the worst teams in the league against point guards. Like, one of the worst teams in the league against point guards. I'm talking about the Memphis Grizzlies. So let's take a look. Here we are. Yeah, giving up 49 over the last 5, 55 over the last 10. So they've gotten better over the last 5 games. But that's still being said, they're still bad. You're looking at DeJounte Murray here. You're looking at Kyle Anderson, maybe some Patty Mills could be in play here. This is a game that is gonna make it hard to fuck with. It's gonna be hard to fuck with this game. It really is, because you don't really know the injuries. You're not sure what's going on. So, looking over on FanDuel, just checking through the pricing for the same game. Jermichael Green is 6.1. That makes him a play on FanDuel easily. He is priced cheaper, $700 cheaper. Dylan Brooks at 4K is a little bit cheaper. Kobe Simmons is 3.7. Blah. Look at DeJounte Murray. He's 7.7. Okay, he's 7.7 on FanDuel. Let's check his price on DraftKings. We're talking about, let's check his price on, Okay, so he's $1,300 more. DeJounte Murray is 6.4 on DraftKings. He's 7.7 on FanDuel in a really great matchup. That means you must give him consideration on DraftKings. He's somebody who you must consider. You must consider him. I mean, he's priced up so highly on FanDuel. If FanDuel is right and he goes out and has a great game, and 7 times 5 or 5.5 or whatever is 40 plus points, you get that at 6.4, you're good. Okay? So you've got to consider that. That must be considered. So let's go back over to FanDuel to finish up talking about this specific game. And yeah, man, DeJounte Murray 7'7", Paul Gasol 6'6", Anderson 6'1", Patty. You're not getting any discounts really on these cats. Really, you're not. Then the next game we've got is going to be the Orlando Magic going to Utah to take on the Jazz. And real quick, man, Utah has been very good recently, and Orlando has pretty much sucked against centers. And maybe they keep that going. Centers have been crushing against them. Yes, they are the worst team on the slate from a center perspective. The worst team on the slate. So you get Rudy Gobert at 8.3 on DraftKings, who I think is very playable. Whenever I love Gobert like this, I think Ricky Rubio's in play at 6.5. Actually, they are pretty bad against point guards. I believe Orlando has been struggling against point guards. Have they? No, they've gotten better over the last 5 games. Yeah, they were giving up 50, but that's still not horrible. That's still not horrible. So yeah, I think Ricky Rubio's in play. Donovan Mitchell 8.1. Price kind of up on him. I do like Joe Ingles at 5.6. I think he is in play. Derek Favors at 5.5 could be a solid investment here. One of the hardest things to find is Utah's struggle points. Like, where does Utah struggle? Because they've been such a solid team over the last few games. It's kind of hard to find a spot that you feel like completely justified in attacking them. I mean, they've just been so solid on both sides of the ball, offensively and of course defensively, that it just makes it very hard. Now in this spot, you're looking for matchup. You're looking for this guy against that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like what's a way? And you look at the Jazz and power forward, giving up 48 over the last 5 games. You know what that's gonna do? I think that's gonna put Aaron Gordon in play for us, because if you match up Aaron Gordon at power forward with a older, slower, an older, slower Derek Favors, I mean, he should be able to have his way with him, in my opinion. And look at the Utah Jazz. Over the last 5 games, the best team in the league versus centers. So Aaron Gordon will be a guy that I definitely want to take a look at $7K. I love the price on him. Definitely going to be considering him. Let's take a look over on FanDuel and see what the pricing looks like here for the very same game. Vooch is 8.7, Aaron Gordon is 7.3, Fournier 6.2, Augustine 4.9, Jonathan Simmons 4.4. Look at Gobert is 900 more on FanDuel than he is on DraftKings. That means on DraftKings he is a value, bro. He is a value. Donovan Mitchell is 200 cheaper. Ricky Rubio is 7.1. Favors 5.8. So you're not getting much discount on DraftKings, on FanDuel. Last game on the slate, and probably my favorite game, just off of an initial look, is going to be the Portland Trailblazers going to Los Angeles to take on the Lakers. So let's go ahead and check it out, man. 223 point total. I think the highest point total on the slate. The Lakers are getting 2 points. So we got a Portland Trailblazers going in to LA, man, and carrying a 2-point favorite tag on them. You got Damian Lillard at 9.7. This is the best spot on the slate against point guards. Absolute best spot on the slate against point guards. Big game Dame, 9.7. Sign me up. I like him. CJ McCollum is at 7.7. He's a kind of a hot, streaky guy, and his last performance was pretty good. And I think he keeps that momentum going. Even though, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is a very solid defender, I think that CJ McCollum can have a solid game. That being said, I'm not in love with Lonzo Ball, the way I know a lot of folks will be. I'm more apt to play. I'm more apt to play Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, knowing that he's going to be out there for defensive purposes a lot. Let's take a look at Lonzo Ball and see what he's done against them in a couple of games he's played. He had 42 and 15, 28 minutes in one and 37 minutes in the other one. So, and let's have a look at this. I want to see where Portland is against point guards. They were very good. They could have taken a dip recently, but they were very good against point guards. Let's take a look. Yeah, man. Portland is good, man. They've been really good against point guards. And the only thing that can really stop you is if you have a point guard that has like an automatic J that can really shoot the ball. That can help you, and that's not what Lonzo is. But as you can see, the worst team on the slate against point guards. I'm talking about giving up 29 points, 6 boards, damn near a double-double, 3.4 steals. Look at that. Look how many steals they give up, bro. They give up so many steals to the position. That is nutty. Oh, Utah is bad against point guards. Utah is bad against point guards. Look at that. Ooh. Let's go back. Let's go back. Augustine is in play, baby. Augustine and Aaron Gordon are in play. Yo, I'm gonna get some Augustine in my life. Yeah. Look at Shelvin Mack at 3.7 on a 7-game slate that can separate you. That's what the This is that was a find right there. That is a find that a lot of people are not gonna be on. They're not gonna play that. They're just not. That is a find, bro. All right, so Dame, love him. One of my favorite plays on the slate. Nurk, man, has just been horrible recently. Has not been playing very well. Let's open him up and take a look at what's been ailing this dude, man. What is going on with you, Yusuf Nurkic? You sorry son of a bitch. 17, 26, 36, 40, 31, 41, 8, 20. I mean, just completely erratic, up and down. In 2 games against the Lakers this year, 15 and 17 minutes on the last one, and then 46 in 29 minutes. So we know it's there. We know the potential to ball out is there. We just haven't been seeing it. We haven't seen it. The Lakers have been struggling against power forwards. I think that puts Aminu and or Ed Davis in play here. That's going to be as far as I would go. Maurice Harkless is a game time decision. Last time, Evan Turner got to start for him and did come out and play very well. I want to take a look at some weaknesses for the Portland team. Portland is kind of like Utah. Like, their weaknesses are, you got to look for them, bro. Yeah, you got to find them. They're not just sitting there in your face, just plain and simple. You got to take a look and kind of find those weaknesses for the Portland Trailblazers, man. Because they've been playing some pretty good inspired basketball recently. And for that reason, it's been tough to just completely nail down a spot where I know I'm going to get dividends if I were to attack them. So let's have a look. See, again, centers against Portland. You know what that means? Randall with the handle. The dude's been going nuts. Okay, the dude's been going nuts. Yes, Randall. Look at this. Look at the last 8 games. Okay, 40, 38, 38, 42, 52, 41, 30, 44. Yo, that's nice. Julius Randle, definitely in play, man. 7.5, definitely in play. Definitely in play. So Brandon Ingram here is going to be game time decision as well. Yeah, give me KCP. He's not trying to bang with nobody. He's soft. Randle could be. I agree. I definitely agree. I like Julius Randle here. 7.5 for Randle is nice. I like Randle. And maybe some Brook Lopez on some extra sneaky creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? If I really feel like Brolo was gonna get the 20+ minutes, maybe him too. This is a good game. This is a good game. Let's take a look over on FanDuel. Let's take a look over on FanDuel and see what the pricing looks like. Okay. First things first is Dame is 9.4. He is cheaper. Yes, give me some of that. CJ McCollum is cheaper at 7.4. I can use that. Africa Amino is 5.2. No problem. Ed Davis 4.3. That's usable. Lonzo is 7.3. Julius Randle 7.5. So he's the same price across both sites. I think I can use him definitely. Brook Lopez is 4.9. Don't love that one. Isaiah Thomas 6'1", and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is 6'4". So this is gonna be a nice slate, bro. This is gonna be a really nice slate of games. I'm excited about this one. I am excited. I'm very excited about this one. This could be a very nice slate of games. So let's go ahead and we're gonna make my usual dollar lineup. Drop it in the dribbler, and this is gonna be based off of the information that we have and who we like and what we saw. So let's go ahead and get it in. Evan Turner is 3.9. Yeah, Evan Turner is very cheap. All right, so the first point guard play that I like is I love Dame. I'm on Dame today. He's my favorite play of the slate. One of my favorite plays of the slate. As far as shooting guards go, we talked some about C.J. McCollum. Chris Middleton looks to be a pretty solid play. Jaylen Brown, somebody that I did like. Yes, let's go Jaylen Brown at shooting guard. Small forward. Giannis on the back-to-back is kind of intriguing. Giannis is kind of intriguing on the back-to-back. I'm not sure I want to pay up that price for him, but I definitely think he is intriguing. I kind of like him. Let's see. I kind of like Giannis here, but we'll come back. Tatum is cheap, and look at that, 4.6 for Tatum. That's cheap. All right, power forward. Who we like for power forward? Blake Griffin was the guy that we did talk about. We like Blake against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Our favorite center play. They need to make Julius Randle a power forward. Is he a power forward? Is Randle a power forward now? Randle's back at power forward. Yes. Okay. Good. Randle's back at power forward. Okay. Cool. Small forward, bro. I really like Giannis. Yes, I like Giannis. DJ Dog, what's up, big homie? Good to see you, man. So we got about 5.2 left in salary. I already know my other point guard. I want the kid from the Orlando. I'm gonna be playing him. Nobody else is gonna want to. I'm gonna be playing him. DJ Augustine at 4.9. Give me that. The shooting guard that we talked about some. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Evan Fournier. Marcus Smart. Jordan Clarkson could be in a solid spot. I kind of like Clarkson here. I see. Yo, this is where all that Memphis shit is going to come into play. This is where, your Ben McLemores and Wayne Seldons. This is where those guys are going to be coming into play. And we're not going to know exactly how to handle it until lineup locks. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how that's going to work out. I can almost tell. And that's how that's going to work. So, yeah, Wade doesn't look bad at 4.9 either. And I'm not married to Dame though. I'm not married to Dame. But I think he's a solid play. I'm not married to Dame though. There's a lot of shit I like, bro. It's like I like a lot of people. Okay, Aminu, yes, I like him at power forward. 5.3 left per player. Shooting guard is the wasteland here, and I think Wade at 4. But see, the problem is, are you gonna get fourth quarter Dwayne Wade that needs to be knocking down shots in order to win this game? Probably not. I think Phoenix haven't been getting their ass blown out a ton. But with the injuries we see to Cleveland, with look at Larry Nance. Yeah, I kind of want some exposure to Larry Nance too. Let's go for Blake. And let's go Larry Nance at 5.8. 5.8 for Larry Nance. And then I can pay down for the homie for Tatum at 4.6. Now I've got more salary to work with. Yeah, now I can do the fuck I want. Now I can pay for a center that I actually really want. Drummond, Gobert, who I feel like is in a great spot. Jabari Parker on a back-to-back is the only thing that's concerning me right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's the only thing that's concerning me. Now, Al Horford at 6.6 could be in play, but that's just too many Celtics in my opinion. Yo, let's go back and look at Drummond. I want to see what Drummond has done against Cleveland. I think he's had some good games against them. Yeah, 72. Yo, Drummond dropped 72 on them bitches, bro. But that was before the trade. Yo, that's the trade game. Yo, Drummond, that's the trade game. That is the game that LeBron was like, you know what? No, fuck this. All of y'all, get the fuck out. Y'all gotta go. Yeah, after Drummond did them dirty. After Drummond did them like this was the trade game. You see that? The 72.9 point game in Detroit. That was it. They was like, you know what? LeBron was like, you guys are done. Pack your shit. You're out. I'm trading you all. Like, LeBron went straight GM on them after that one. That's the one that got their ass kicked. That's when they got their ass kicked. And Drummond just let me down. Just let me down the other day. So if I'm Drummond here, that means I've got to play one of the Memphis scrubs that are priced cheaply. And look at like a Mike Henry. I got to play somebody like Mike Henry, which I'm not a huge fan of doing that. I'm not a huge fan of doing that. So, quick question: how much is IT2 tomorrow? Let's take a look on FanDuel. Oh, excuse me. On FanDuel, he is 6.1, and on DraftKings, I believe that IT2 is 5.7. So, I mean, he's still pretty much priced up. Don't really know if I wanna fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? So, the center is kind of where we got to make our Whiteside. Whiteside. What does Phoenix do against centers? They're middle of the pack. That's not great. That is not great. That is not great. But Miami sucks against centers, though. Miami sucks against centers. Miami. Oh man. Miami sucks against centers. And they're on a back-to-back. Miami sucks against centers, so you're probably gonna get Alex Len here. Let us see. Let's see what Alex Len does. Okay, 5.2 for Len. We punt at the center spot. That means we've got a lot. We've got 8.5 left for shooting guard. So we go deep book. Gobert too popular? I wouldn't say Gobert's gonna be too popular. It's just that's a big price to pay for him. That's a huge price to pay for Gobert. He should be in a great spot, and especially like on FanDuel where you get money for blocks. You know, blocks and steals, defensive stats really help you out. What is the difference in DVP on RotoQL and RotoWire? Okay, well let me explain this to you. Okay, I'm explaining to you. On DraftKings DVP, it accounts for multi-positional eligibility. So that means it's gonna take power forwards that are power forward / center stats. It's gonna take all the stats, and it can really throw you off. If you just stick to FanDuel DVP, where it's more position specific, where it's more position specific, then you're good, because you're gonna see exactly what this guy does against what this team does against the actual position. You know what I'm saying? DraftKings is a little bit wilder. It kind of throws up all of those different things, and that can throw you off. It really can. So shooting guard, D Book, who just coming off a bad game against the Miami Heat in Miami, where this is not a great matchup for shooting guards. But I did say earlier, the only thing to kind of blow out or to supersede a bad shooting guard or point guard matchup is if the guy who you're looking at can shoot it deep. So that's kind of the conundrum when you're looking at a guy like Devin Booker against a stingy perimeter defense like the Miami Heat here. It's just this McCollum. Can we go Lillard, McCollum, Middleton? Call it your shooting guard is tough. Shooting guard is tough. So and I kind of like Alex Len now. Let's see what will be left if we go Gobert here. We go Gobert for 9.2. So we got 45 left for the shooting guard. What can we come up with? J.R. Smith, Wayne Selden. See, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. We getting one of these Memphis guys. You know, we getting Wayne Selden, Ben McLemore, one of these cats. That's how we're gonna rock. That's what's gonna be left. I would even go Rodney Hood here if I had the extra 100. You know what I'm saying? I would even go Rodney Hood there. Let's get off of Dame and see, what other point guard players you might be able to look at. Kyrie, DeJounte Murray, who's priced up. We got Bledsoe, who was a very good matchup against the Indiana Pacers. Lonzo is 7-3. Dragic, bam. Okay, so we go Dragic. So what does this mean for us in terms of our shooting guard? KCP. Okay. So I've got Goran Dragic, DJ Augustine, Jaylen Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, Larry. Okay, I'll take this one. I'll take this one. Okay. There it is, man. This is the unofficial lineup. It is subject to change. It could bounce around and flip and turn on you a little bit. You've got Dragic in a one of the best point guard matchups on the slate. You've got DJ Augustine, Jaylen Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, Larry Nance Jr., and Farouq Aminu at the bottom. We got Rudy Gobert, who's been blocking shots and going ham. So this has been your DFS Jerusalem, man. You can follow me on Twitter, of course, at DFS Jerusalem. Really quick, man, if you wanted to join us inside of the Sweatshop VIP, where we do all the real dirt, you go to www.dfssweatshop.com. Upon your paid subscription, you can come in, chop it up, and I welcome you to the very best Facebook group online, man. There's a couple of options you can use. The first one is a $14.99 monthly subscription. That's 50 cents a day, 2 punk-ass quarters, half a cup of coffee. The second is the $119.99, get you a full calendar year, 365 days of everything we do inside of the DFS Sweatshop. So get with us, man. Much love to all of you out there in Twitter world. Much love to everybody on YouTube, man. Shout out to all the fam. Meet me in the VIP today at 5:30. We will chop shit up and break it down. This is the DFS Sweatshop, where we keep it real, we keep it honest, and we always keep it 300. Peace.